Whether you're just starting out in real estate investing or already making strides, the Investor Evolution podcast is tailored for you. Come along as we tackle these questions directly and deliver practical insights to empower your journey in the realm of real estate investing. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Investor Evolution podcast. I'm Kimberly Hoyt, and today is episode number 1. Thank you so much for joining me and tuning in today. Today's episode is going to really be an overview of the vision that I have for this podcast, and I wanted to share that with you. It makes me think of that first day of class, especially in college, where the professor's going over the syllabus and telling you like what to expect when your exams are. There will be no exams here, but I want to share with you the path that I see for this podcast. Now, as the name implies, this will evolve, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. When I was really sitting down to think about what I wanted this podcast to be and who I wanted it to be for, it really is for that new investor who is just trying to find their traction and really find their place in this crazy world of real estate investing. It's also for those who are maybe curious and trying to figure out if this is something they really want to pursue. Now, it's also for those who have been on this journey and are just looking for good information, a good base knowledge, as well as incredible stories from different investors that are already doing maybe what they want to be doing. We'll bring different guests on, which I'll be excited to share with you some of the amazing people I have met in my real estate investing journey. I really want this podcast to be a place of growth and learning, whether that's in real estate investing or as well as personally, right? As we get into this crazy space, having some personal growth, personal development, mindset work is really important because this can be difficult at times. It's definitely very rewarding and very worth it. But there's those times where stress levels are high, where transactions are tense, and I want to help you be prepared and be able to handle that with grace and be that investor that everyone wants to work with. We will start off this podcast in this series with laying the foundation. When I came into real estate investing, I thought I had to wholesale because I joined a mentorship and that's what they taught. They taught some other things. They talked a little bit about BRRRRs and they talked a little bit about short-term rentals, but the bulk of the education and the bulk of the focus was on wholesaling. As I've learned and grown in this space, it's almost unlimited the ways that you can operate as a real estate investor. And within this space, I want to be able to provide for you options and opportunities. When I started in real estate investing, like I said, I started wholesaling because I thought that's what you had to do. And I got everything set up. I did the skip tracing and the pulling the lists and all the things, got my email and text campaigns set up and did the cold calling. I hated it. I hated everything about it. There was nothing about it that I enjoyed, but I felt like that's where I had to be. So I kept on and I did. I did it for 3-4 months, which I think is good, right? Because now I know I do not want to do that. When I took a little break from real estate investing because I was changing jobs, but then when I came back to it and found a different community to be a part of, which is I'm in the Gator method with Pace Morby and his community. There's also the sub-2 community that Pace Morby is most known for. And what I found in my Gator community is there's really so many different ways that you can be an investor, you can be involved in transactions, you can do so many different things. And one of the most pivotal points for me, I guess it was about 10 months ago, I was watching a Zoom that a unicorn agent had sent to me that was Pace's avatar series. And then he talked about the different avatars or the different types of investors that there are. And he had like 19 of them, right? I thought you could just wholesale. So 19 different avatars for investors blew my mind. And I'll never forget one of the things he said on that Zoom is he was talking about the direct to sellers, which are typically the wholesalers. One of the things he said is you don't have to wholesale. All the other mentorships talk about wholesaling, but look at all these different ways. And it was like this giant weight was lifted off my back. Thank you. Thank you. Because felt almost defeated that I wasn't good at wholesaling and I hated it and maybe I should do it. And so I want to give you guys that peace of mind and that freedom that there are so many ways to be an investor, that there is something that is perfect for you, for your skill set, for your personality type, for your goals, and for your lifestyle. There are different ways to be involved, and anyone can get involved and find their niche, right? That's where really where we want to be, is find that place that we fit in. And there's a lot of different ways that you can be an investor. So episode 2, we'll dive into those different investor avatars, courtesy of Pace Morby. Other things that we'll overview is the different types of investment strategies. So we talked about wholesaling, which is a great investment strategy. There's buy and holds. You can have single family homes, multifamily homes. You can do midterm rentals, short-term rentals, all these terms that maybe you've never heard before or weren't really sure how that would work for you. We'll get into that. We'll talk about the different types of transactions, as far as, is it a creative transaction? Is it a sub-2? Is it a Morby method? Is it just a typical cash transaction? And we'll go over those different types of investments and investment strategies to help you get a feel for maybe what piques your interest, where you want to be in this space, and what you're drawn to. The most exciting thing will be bringing on special guests, people who are actually investing in these different strategies, people who are building businesses around sub-2 midterm rentals or multifamily acquisitions, and bring those in to learn from their experiences and hear their incredible stories of how they got started. Because I think the more we hear, yeah, me too, right? When you feel like you're not alone, it makes you more willing to jump in and try. Even if it doesn't quite work out, that's okay. But when you know you're not alone and you're not the only one that's ever felt that way, I cannot tell you. Like I said, when I heard that you don't have to be a wholesaler, not everyone wants to be a wholesaler, I was like, oh, thank you. Like, it isn't just me that feels that way. So I'm really excited to bring some incredible people on this podcast that I've met along the way that have really been an incredible blessing to my life and my real estate journey. There are going to be some incredible people that you guys want to know and want to meet. Now, another cool thing, and probably the thing I have to say that I'm most passionate about, or that's most near and dear to my heart, is diving into mindset. I love, love, love personal development. Let me tell you a little story. I have been in the medical field for 20 years. And in that time, I have done so much what they call continuing medical education, right? Every year, every couple of years, we have to accumulate so many hours of continuing medical education, or CME, for our license to stay current. And you learn and grow from that, right? You learn as a provider the new drugs, the new treatments, different ways to treat things, which is really great, right? That is great for you as a provider to learn and grow to improve your patient care. Now, for me, nowhere along the way did anyone ever say, hey, you should be working on yourself too. I did not know that personal development and personal growth and this whole world around it was even a thing until 2-3 years ago. Guys, I don't know where I've been. Apparently I lived under a rock. But when I joined a company kind of as a side hustle, like we do, and that was where I was really introduced to this world, and my mind was opened, and I just started devouring all kinds of books and podcasts, all surrounding personal growth and development. And it has changed the trajectory of my life. It has changed me as a person, the way I talk to myself. It has changed me as a parent, as a wife. And especially in this space where real estate investing can be risky, emotions can be involved, right? When there's money and risk involved, emotions are in the mix. And if we can help with some of that mindset work along the way, that's only going to serve you as an investor and improve your skills, and you'll be the person that others want to work with. Because man, you're calm and cool and collected during the heat of the moment. we want to work on that as we're growing. We'll talk about lots of different things. We'll work a lot on limiting beliefs, perspective shifting. We'll talk about different ways to set goals that are more intentional. Lots of things with that. That part, my jam. I'm really excited about that. So, why this podcast? Why me? Well, really because I'm just like you. I'm really just trying to find my way and my place in this space to change my life, to change the trajectory of my life, to change my family's trajectory. I want this to be, and I want to evolve into the investor that can create a legacy for myself, my family, my kids. And I want them to be able to come along on this journey as well. And I want that for you. I want you to be able to gain insight, knowledge, skills to change your life, to change the trajectory of your family and create a legacy for your family to carry forward. Now, my 9-year-old is very excited about this podcast, and he really wants to be my editor. So he will probably be involved shortly once I learn it myself. And he will be part of this journey with me and with you. And I love that. I love that I can bring him along and help him in a way that I never would have considered a couple of years ago for multiple reasons. One, because I didn't know anything about real estate investing, and two, because I didn't really know anything about me and growing as a person. This is going to be an incredible ride. We are going to learn and grow together as we move forward. This podcast will evolve, right? And I love the name because it's all about growth and learning. And together we will evolve as we learn, as we develop new strategies, new skill sets. And it's all going to be because of you and because of your comments, your feedback. I want this to be your podcast. So send those things in as we get rolling and as we start talking about topics. If there's something that you're like, whoa, you touched on that a little bit. I need more. I need to know more about that. Let me know. Send me your comments. Send me your emails. Let's grow this together as a community of investors, just trying to learn from each other as we go. This will be an incredible journey, and I'm so thankful that you chose to tune in today. And let's get going on this ride. So tune in next week. Again, we'll talk about the investor avatars. So we'll see you then. All right. Have a great one.